It's a quiet, modern tragedy, watching your peers sprint ahead while you sit entirely motionless, paralyzed by a glowing screen. Gaurav moved to a new city to study, carrying high expectations to achieve something great. Instead, he found himself failing miserably, watching from the sidelines as his friends effortlessly surged past him academically. His family warned him repeatedly that time was slipping away, but he constantly ignored them. He justified his endless scrolling and delayed tasks with a dangerous repeating mantra: "I have plenty of time, I'll do it later." His stagnation had nothing to do with a lack of intelligence or capability. Gaurav was failing because of a massive miscalculation regarding the abundance of his own time. Frustration finally pushed him to a breaking point. Desperate for a solution, Gaurav sought out a highly respected elder in his city, a man known for his wisdom, and demanded to know the secret to catching up to his peers. The elder looked at him and offered an immediate, piercing diagnosis. Gaurav wasn't struggling against difficult coursework. He was failing simply because he refused to respect the value of his own hours. Because it is incredibly difficult for human beings to see their own self-sabotage objectively, the elder didn't offer a modern lecture. Instead, he used a historical fable to hold up a mirror to Gaurav's flaws. The story centers on a notoriously lazy, impoverished man who spent his days deflecting blame. He insisted his lack of money and respect was entirely the fault of everyone else around him. One day, a kind king decided to test this man. He granted him permission to enter the royal vault and take absolutely as much gold and silver as he can physically carry. There was only one strict constraint attached to the offer. The heavy doors to the royal vault would lock permanently the exact second the sun set that evening. Euphoric, the man celebrated. But instead of sprinting directly to the palace to secure his wealth, he ran all the way home to tell his wife the good news. Having hours until sunset created a toxic illusion of immediate safety. This is the trap of the distant deadline. It makes the future feel so far away that delay feels entirely harmless. This chart illustrates the procrastination pipeline. It visualizes the sequence of rationalizations we use to slowly destroy our own opportunities, starting with a full day of potential on the left and ending at sunset on the right. The man hits stage 1, the prerequisite trap. Before leaving for the palace, he demands his wife cook him a meal, and then eats it slowly. He prioritizes immediate comfort over completing a life-changing task. Then comes stage 2, the illusion of control. After his slow meal, he rationalizes taking a quick nap. He drastically underestimates how long this distraction will actually last, resulting in a 2-hour delay that eats up nearly his entire remaining window. Chronic procrastination rarely starts with a flat refusal to do the work. It happens by injecting completely unnecessary prerequisites that quietly bleed the timeline dry. The man finally woke up and began rushing toward the palace. Battling the blistering afternoon heat, panic started to set in as he watched the sun drop lower in the sky. Exhausted, he encountered stage 3, the comfort trap. He gave in to the temptation of a cool breeze under a tree, deciding to take a brief rest. That brief rest instantly morphed into a catastrophic 4-hour sleep. He woke up to a brutal reality. The sun had vanished. He sprinted frantically, but the doors were bolted shut. The man didn't lose his chance at infinite wealth because he wasn't strong enough to carry the gold. He lost it because he spent his limited time managing his comfort instead of securing his goal. Sitting quietly under the tree with the elder, Gaurav was entirely speechless. The weight of the story hit him directly. The parallel was undeniable. Gaurav's endless smartphone scrolling was the exact modern equivalent of the poor man's nap under the tree. His fleeting youth and his years of education were the king's gold. And while he wasted time trying to optimize his comfort, his personal sunset was rapidly approaching. Often, the only way to recognize our own severe self-sabotage is to watch a fictional character commit our exact ridiculous errors. Gaurav began by dismantling his habit of delay, replacing aimless scrolling with disciplined blocks of deep work. By consistently reclaiming his mornings and prioritizing his most difficult tasks first, he slowly closed the gap with his peers, eventually finishing the year at the top of his class. Time functions as our most foundational economic asset. It is the one currency that cannot be printed, earned back, or borrowed. If you lose money, ruin your grades, or fail at a business, you can eventually rebuild those things. But a single wasted second is permanently erased from the universe. The perfect moment to act is never later. It is right now, before your vault doors lock forever.